Hey, y'all. Welcome. I'm just going to turn my moon on. I forgot. There we go. All right. Got my little pin in there. Just doing this live. Again, it's easier to do this live than it is to be uploading videos right now. And geez, with the weekend I had with the eclipse, I don't know how you guys are feeling, but it was pretty intense. Lots of shadow work coming up to still be done. Even when you just think you're done, it rears its ugly head. So I'm recording this on Halloween in the afternoon, just because I'm gonna hand out candy tonight and enjoy my Halloween. So anyway, um, what I'm gonna do is this will suffice for the read for the week, as well as I never got to do the full moon lunar eclipse that I wanted to do on Saturday. Just timing didn't work out. And like I said, I got handed a pretty big wallop of stuff to deal with my with the eclipse and just personal life and just big changes again. I knew this was coming, and I know that eclipses always kick that up and stir that up. So hopefully you fared well and you're continuing to do okay through these energies. They are, there's no word of a lie that they're intense, and it's just going to keep continuing. But we're here, right? And we will make it through. It's, you know, we came here to learn some of these lessons, and as much as we don't want to admit that sometimes to ourselves, it's better when you're doing the work. I found like that was, if we can relate personal stories, that was me. I was not doing the work. I was kind of just skating by. You don't get to skate by for very long before the universe goes, no, 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 you're going to deal with this. So yeah, I'm better now. Um, just in talking to everybody, everyone had quite an intense time with that eclipse. So, and to be honest, eclipses, that energy can last up to 6 months. So it's not like if you didn't get your work done, that you should be in a panic or anything like that. You've got more than 6 months to work. Continue to work on stuff. It's sort of just like a wake up reminder call to keep doing the work. And of course, we're living in a very intense time in this planet where it's going through all its changes and craziness. So, we just have to keep our wits about us and keep, keep on keeping on, as they say. All right. So let's look at before we start, let's look at not just today, but this upcoming week and where we've come from, and kind of just let's get an overall sense of what's going on out there energetically. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think I know on Saturday in particular, aside from all the things going on in my own personal, is that the energy was very strange, very intense, it didn't feel bad, but it didn't feel good either. So that's usually the sign, though, that like that much pressure coming in, meaning, things are changing. Funny. Okay. I had a feeling this was going to come up, or I just thought about it and willed it to come up. But that shows you how fast and good manifestation works. So, it's like Ghostbusters. Be careful what you're thinking. Because otherwise we'll get the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Do we want that? Not really sure. Okay, let's get serious here. I'm not in a very serious mood today, so it's probably the kid coming out in me for Halloween. It's fun. It's just fun. We need to have some fun. We've all been very serious and very stressed out and all of that, and it's just time to shine. We got the sun again. There were a couple solar flares on the day of the day after the eclipse or before, I can't remember. So we kind of knew that was coming. Again, when this kicks up, it usually means we're going to see more activity from the sun, continued upgrades. But let me just read this one because I feel like I read it every time, but we keep getting this card. So, and honestly, it's a nice place to be. It's warm in the sun. It's peaceful. Look at that peaceful face. And it's beautiful. Look at all the life it brings. I am blessed with the gift of life. I'm free to create a life filled with joy, open and connected to God. Again, if you don't use the word God, say the universe or source. But we're free. We already have our freedom. That freedom that we're searching to be filled with joy every day. That's where we're supposed to be. I think it was Amanda Ellis, yeah, said in her latest video that it's really tough on us right now. We're right in the middle of the old not working for us anymore. It doesn't work for us anymore. We can't. We're trying to like exist in this thing that is old and outdated and isn't working for us. But the new isn't fully here yet. And we've been talking about that on this channel for 2 to 3 weeks now, or more. I think more, probably months. It's a difficult place that we're navigating right now. First of all, because we don't know where we're headed. We know what the general gist of it is, but we're not seeing, again, the tangible results. It's interesting because I do believe, like I had done a thumbnail, the little things for the beginning of the video for the moon the moon read I never got to. And I think it was called, because it was in Taurus, meaning the earth-based stuff. So I really felt like we were going to start to see earth-based evidence of this shift. It's just that we're just still not quite there yet, but I think it's like close. So just keeping that in mind, but again, keeping our thoughts aligned, and even though we're in this hard, crazy energy right now that's difficult to navigate, but keeping our heads and our wits about us, and being careful what we're manifesting, right? Yeah. Okay. So we got the stretch. I always say this is a great card because it's kind of like the shift card. There's a lot of movement in it, but like we're being stretched to our absolute limit right now. But it's so important because we need to be expanded and out there, and really stretching our energy out. Stretching out our wings is what I'm hearing. So like starting to like be bigger than we are, what we're meant to be, but it's just taking some time. So just keep working that energy, keep pushing it forward, just keep stretching yourself as far as you can without snapping, right? It's like, I think Amanda Ellis said that too, something about like hanging by a thread, and like we just are like there by a thread but don't want to snap. It's about to we don't want to get to the point where it snaps on us. So, but anyway, so I also pulled the 7 sacred energies, which is the beautiful uncaging. This is the goal. The goal is that we're moving into a consciousness and an energy that is pure 100% heart awakening and heart based. So, I mean, this is where we're headed. It's just, and this is the energy we're stepping into. It's funny though, because it's like in there's the heart still has the lock on it. And there's seemingly no vision of a key, but I think the key is from within, right? It's like expanding that heart energy. We've talked about that over and over again. So it's just honestly, I feel like it's just keeping our wits about us. All right, what's the portal card? So the energy too, just so you know, is like that eclipse was a big portal and a big amount of energy. And then today, even though like you may not subscribe to different, religions and things like that, is that if you actually go and look up the true nature of Halloween, which is in our Gaelic or Celtic Samhain, It's spelled Samhain. Leave it to those Celts. They always pronounce things with very interesting letters and consonants. Anyway, Samhain, if you go back to the origins of it, it's not as like dark and malevolent as people make it out to be. It was corrupted and made dark and malevolent. So you do have to be aware and keenly paying attention of your energy tonight, because lower energy will take advantage of if you're susceptible in some way. So I just want to say that out there. All right, what has been this portal of the eclipse and Halloween? The central sun. Lots about the sun coming up. Abundance downloads, regeneration, and success. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm like getting that we're not too far away from, like, again, like I said, the full moon on the eclipse night was in Taurus, and Taurus is earth energy, earth, and really earth-based energy. It usually has to do a lot sometimes too with the financial system. So we're still in that corridor, and our next big kind of, well, I'm sure there's some planetary events I'm missing in between, but our next big event is 11/11 portal. So November 11th. That is just a huge energy day in general, but I think this one's going to be particularly big. So we'll definitely be doing something for that. We're going to go back now and see what the cards have to say about that, the moon, and what we're doing right now for that. So, or what's coming up right now with Halloween being today. And for pretty much, I'm going to make sure these cards cover the rest of the week, because I, like I said, won't be doing another reading. So let's just see what do we have post eclipse and heading through this week. Yeah. Okay. Woo. Okay. I want this one bounced out, but I also want this one. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty much just saying what I just like summed up at the beginning. So, number 1, emotions are still running high. Very much so. Oh my gosh. So just do your best to, feel those emotions without having outbursts to other people, but not holding them in either, right? So just try to navigate your way through having being in a sense of peace and ease and grace as much as you can, while feeling those emotions. All right. It's nice though, and it's what I'm saying is conclusions are within reach. We're almost there, you guys. Like, I really do feel like more tangible evidence is going to surface. We're still going to have crazy things going on out in the world, but it's not going to be as bad as we think. That's, it's like seeing things for what it is. It's always going back to being that observer and standing back and really looking at what's going on, listening and assessing. And then if it's not working, if it's not resonating, then leaving that or putting forward the emotion or the sense or whatever we do want to feel and bring in. So, because we also got hold your vision. So keep working on those manifestation pieces. And then have faith in your dreams. So I know at this point, like it's getting tricky. It's getting hard to believe in any of this happening anymore, because it seems like nothing is happening. All I can say to that is that's my biggest thing, that like I get tripped up in that all the time, is that we go like all these steps forward and then we just stall out, and nothing seems to be happening. And I get really frustrated, but mostly because tired. We're tired. We've been doing this game a while. So it sometimes is hard to muster up the courage and the faith, to have faith in your dreams and to keep doing those energy work around manifestation. It's not the easiest time that we came into on this planet, but we're here because we can do it. That's the big thing. Okay, that one's already up. Yeah. Woo, these guys are jumpy. That's good. Oh, they want this one. And then they want one more. Ooh, lots of feminine energy coming up here. That makes sense, though. I feel like the moon is very intense and very feminine. Okay. Who to read first? Let's start here. Okay. The first one is the High Lady of Love and Compassion, Reverence, Kindness, Consideration. She's also the number one card. Very interesting. So, love and compassion are the keywords there. We need to get into that mindset because the other card we pulled are the hungry ghosts, which is obsession, scarcity consciousness, attachment. This is the piece that's holding us back right now, is that we're still attached to this 3D, like everything, money, love, all of that stuff that doesn't work the same where we're headed to. But we're having a really hard time detaching from this world. I'd say also too, like go have some love and compassion for yourself. Go back to this because you're here doing this work. You are here doing this work. And I think it's just a matter of like we're kind of growing impatient, but the bottom line is it's not quite time yet. So don't be feeling like, oh my God, I can't let go of 3D and I don't know how to get to 5. And so it's we've got to take that mentality out and stop worrying about it. I'm talking to myself here. I am like this. I am scarcity. Like I'm like, we don't have enough resources. We're not going to make this happen. You know, and that's part of like what I went through with the eclipse. And I was like, you've got to like get a handle on yourself. You need to meditate. You need to start like I feel like I've kind of set myself up in this space of perpetual worry. And it's like, that's not helping and it's not doing anything to make things better. So we really got to detach from this consciousness, the scarcity, obsessed with 3D. I know most of us would be like, no, I'm not obsessed with it. I would totally get rid of it tomorrow. But there's parts of us, because it's all we know right now, still hanging on. And until we start to see these tangible pieces, in that fifth frequency, it's going to be hard for us to let go. So number one, I want to say is that we go from that scarcity consciousness, just putting more love and compassion for yourself in particular, then out to the world. We also got the Queen of Light, illumination, enlightenment, celebration. This is just the card from Source saying it is happening. It may not look like it, but it is happening. We also got the Web Weaver, she is synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. I think that's just where we are right now, right? Like I said, we're not quite here. We're not quite there. This isn't working anymore. And it's getting incredibly frustrating. This we're not totally attuned to yet, but just judging by, getting the central sun and the sun is that there's more upgrades to come. We're still in that process. So out of those cards of the hidden realms that I really want to stress for us is that it is happening. But what we really need to do is to put more love and compassion for ourselves at this time. We're doing okay, you guys. I know it doesn't seem like it, but we are doing okay. All right. So overall, so far for the week, love and compassion. Okay. Let's see. I usually take these for the moon read as our advice cards. Let's see what kind of advice we've got. Yeah. And then I think I'm going to read from the one card to finish from the Spirit of Aloha. I just want to leave us on a lighter note. Okay. Let's see here. The first one we got is release your blocks. Again, some of us might, it's funny because that's quarter moon in Scorpio. Because we're in Scorpio season now, right? So um interesting. I can't remember the nuances of Scorpio season. I should have looked that up before we started. But um anyway, it's time to release the old. So we have to find a way to stop clinging on to it. I know that's easier said than done sometimes, but again, like I said at the beginning, this butt kicking that I got from the eclipse was, hey, you're not actually doing your work. I think I was like doing a lot of lip service and saying I was doing my work, but I wasn't doing that really deep work, that dark, shadowy crap that nobody wants to do. And so it did kind of come and bite me in the butt. So I know the things I'm working on and that I have to release. So maybe just spend a tiny bit of time investigating that in your life right now. Um, yeah, not sure, it's different for everybody. And it might just be one or two small things, right? It's one or two small things in your life right now that, yeah, it doesn't have to be a big monumentous thing, but the only way we're getting rid of this low 3D energy is to stop playing the game. And it's hard right now. It's super hard not to play the game, because we're immersed in it, and that outside world is really acting up to like get our attention and be like, hey, you guys, like, let's put some more fear into you. So we just have to let that play out. I said that like last week or the week before. We're just watching events play out. So try not to let them get to you too much. And I hate to say it, but try not to get involved either. It sounds crazy, but that energy is being purposely manipulated to keep us in that state of fear. I know, because I can feel it all the time. Okay, so it's funny. Um, okay, so our first card was release our blocks. So that's one thing we need to do for this week. Then we get open to change, open up to change, and it's a moon in Aquarius, that's where we're headed. This fifth higher dimensional energy is that age of Aquarius that we're heading into. Pluto doesn't go into Aquarius till the beginning of 2024. But the moment that happens, that's definite tangible results on this planet. So be open to change. It's going to be different than we ever thought. So you might put it at arm's length right now, but it might be the big solution to everything. So just be open-hearted, open-minded, and listening and observing. Same as always. We also got attuned to the divine. So that for me is always the thing. It's like when all of it is becoming too much, we go back in. Because remember, we are just an extension of the divine. So go within, do some meditating, breathe, take a rest, take a breather, and just honestly talk to the universe. How may I serve? What is this change? How do I manifest this into my life? To show you, ask to be shown by your guides, your angels, whatever it is that works for you. And the last one we got is the new moon in Aries, which is go for it. Yeah, it's like we're in a time of, we're still like, it's time to take action. And I know we don't necessarily know which action we're taking yet, but have no fear. Have no fear is the big thing. Put more love and compassion in your life. Turn up the heat by the sun, and just basically, connect as much as possible with the divine, and you will not be led astray. Not for a moment. Interesting. Okay. I just wanted one card from the Spirit of Aloha to keep it nice and light at the end here. Got to go get my house ready to hand out some candy. So the conclusion is compassionate. There's that word again. Compassion, I think, is the theme of this week. And acceptance, compassionate acceptance Allow your inner beauty to be seen. That's a beautiful sky full of stars. Interesting. So I would say, again, putting more compassion and love and beauty back into things. I know, sorry, I'm just being told to do another one. Maybe two. Maybe the other thing is, yeah, we just need to like, we're still in that thing where we're not giving ourselves enough credit, and we're not doing the number one rule of this earth, which is first love yourself, right? The acronym becomes fly. You cannot fly until you love yourself. We're being so hard on ourselves. That's all I'm getting. It's like this pressure that we're feeling is coming from our own self, and it's like if we could just know how great and divine we are, we wouldn't be putting this pressure on ourselves. The other two cards we got are magnified and brought to light. Prepare for expansion in heart and mind. Be open to new ideas and prepare. Because again, with those sun cards, it's coming in. This energy's not gonna, it's not stopping. It's coming. And then this is kind of nice. We got the crowning moment. Celebrate your accomplishments. This is really big right now because this is where I'm feeling like where a lot of us are getting lost is we're being really hard on ourselves, and we're not really taking into account or realizing how much heart like hurt and all of that we have already worked through, and we're going to be fine. We've worked on harder stuff than this. So again, it just keeps coming back. I'm just being drawn to my like heart-shaped crystal. Just keep coming back to the heart, to your heart. You're in a good place. We're all in a good place. We just have to start shining that light out, and believing in ourselves. Oh, here's my dog. Anyway, I probably should wrap this up because I do have to take him to the vet today, unfortunately, before Halloween, and then he'll be barking at trick-or-treaters all night. So in the words of the Great Pumpkin, I don't know the words of the Great Pumpkin, but I hope that you have a really blessed Halloween experience, however you celebrate that. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you again next week. Who knows what I'll be coming on for, but I just usually let spirit guide me and when we need to do cards and check in. So take care of yourselves. Know that you are enough. I love you. You love yourself. We're there. We're just about there. I say that every time, but I think, we're getting through the majority of the hard stuff and it's going to be fine. All right. Have a good Halloween. Take care of yourselves. Good night.